lot of people have opinions about the bubble. I thought the bubble play last year was phenomenal. Um, you
I
know,
like this is gonna probably sound a bit insensitive, but I like the play. I didn't like the messaging behind it because what it truly was doing was killing where the NBA could have sat.
explain that.
Uh, I don't want sports and politics mixing.
They always have though.
Not necessarily.
Hmm.
I'm taking it back to it was a cartoon I saw, not like a cartoon like on TV, but like a
A
newspaper cartoon.
drawing.
Yeah, and it was the Carolina Hurricanes. Because we got college basketball big in North Carolina. We got here long enough to know how big that is down here. And it had a guy in a NC State hat, UNC hat, and a Duke hat. All of them had on the Hurricanes sweaters. Like even though we are fans of these teams and all of them don't like each other, we can all agree on this one thing: our love for this central fact. As a Bulls fan, I don't care what the political leanings of my athletes are. Are you are you the best option for my team at that point? I could care less about your social activism. Do that on the backside. I don't necessarily have to hear about it. If you're doing a good thing in the streets, do a good thing in the streets. Congratulations, you got the money and the power to do so. But the minute you start slanting toward one side of the aisle versus the other, you alienate a large chunk of a fan
So
base. And to me, that's not what sports had represented at all.
okay, okay,
Sports is the great unifier. Period. It
okay.
always
So
has.
so okay. So you my brother, and I love you. You know. So be real with me. Give me an example, or not an example. Give me a situation of what happened. Are you talking about when the guy was killed in Wisconsin and Milwaukee refused to play? What are you referencing?
I'm referencing the painting the Black Lives Matter on the court. It was divisive toward the fan base because what they leaned more so towards was social justice, more so than ball at that point. You basically said, look, I get that you can have your message, but there's still a way for you to still meet your obligations for your job because even though that happened, guess who also had to get up and go to work the following day? Me and you. We
Absolutely.
we couldn't take that day off because something that didn't happen to us happened out in the world. We had to get up and still go get it, right?
Oh well, I could have taken the day off.
I mean, there's a difference because I understand the things we talk about what you do, but as far as you know, general pop people like myself, we couldn't just take that day off the following
No,
day.
I,
We
I
still had
I
to
I
go get
understand. I understand what
and
you mean.
our main release from having to deal with something like that. I was like, you know what? Take my mind off of it. Let me just cut the game on. And the whole time I'm sitting watching the game, I'm hearing about it. I'm trying my best to get away from it at least for 2.5 hours while this game is on.
All right, so I'm gonna try to sum this up in 5 7 minutes. Right?
Mhm.
I'm black and you're black.
Yeah, it's quite obvious. Yeah.
Okay. So, so if in the NBA players for the most part, about a good 80% of athletes in the NBA are black.
Well, I can definitely go higher than 80%. Yeah.
Okay. If something is happening to your people, my people, their people,
Mhm.
is basketball really more important? Absolutely not. Now, now, it, basketball at the end of the day, it is an avenue to unify a bunch of different people from a bunch of different backgrounds. It is designed to take your mind away from uh, the messed up world. That is what sports is designed for. It's designed to provide some enjoyment, some entertainment, but that is all it is entertainment. It is not life and death. It is entertainment. When these basketball players are done, playing in the NBA finals or in the NBA playoffs, when they're done, they go back to their mansions, right?
Mhm.
But do you think that just because they're rich, their families are rich? Absolutely not. You better believe they got relatives that they're close to that are still living in the same circumstances as we are, with the police, with the living in the projects, whatever you want to say. So black people are getting killed. That hits home for them just like it hits home for you and me. That's not a my thing is nothing about what happened in the bubble last year was political. Nothing. It was human rights. Human rights is not political. Human rights is an issue of what is right and what is wrong. We know that black people should not be dying in the street when they are unarmed. I don't care what they did. We both know that. You,
Mhm.
we both know that. That is a matter of right and wrong, not politics. Also, you said that politics and sports have not always been intertwined. That's not true. At the beginning of each basketball game, what does the NBA mandate every player to do?
Stand for the national anthem.
That's political. That is political, extremely political. When Muhammad Ali was going through his court cases, what happened? Do you remember what happened?
He basically said that he wasn't going to be forced to fight for a country that would fight for him. What I believe is I think he served for 4 years at that point. After that,
No, he didn't. He didn't serve any time. He didn't serve any time. Muhammad Ali, Muhammad Ali was the heavyweight champ of the world in the prime of his career. He said he got drafted, and he said that because of his religious beliefs, he would not fight for a country that wouldn't fight for his religious beliefs. The boxing committee, they stripped him. They stripped him of his title. He went through all of the court hearings, all of this, all of that, just for him to have won. Then he had to go get his title back at the Rumble in the Jungle with George Foreman. Why do I bring that up? That was political. The politics robbed him of his title. He never should have lost it. Politics always been in sports. It's always. Jim Brown, he was an activist while also being a running back for the Cleveland Browns. Lou Alcindor, everybody knows is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, was an activist for black rights and the Panthers before he joined the Lakers. I'm talking about back when he was with the Milwaukee Bucks. Politics has always been in sports. As far as last year is concerned, last year wasn't political. Last year was about what is right and what is wrong. There is no debating what is right and what is wrong. Killing somebody who is unarmed is wrong. That is a fact. And anybody who chooses to debate it literally is thinking outside of their mind, or they're just not that smart. There's nobody in this world. Well, I'm not. Let me not say that. There's nobody in this world that I know
Mhm.
who was raised with, oh yeah, if somebody's unarmed, you can kill them. Nobody I know was raised like that. Nobody I know.
Nah, no one
So
I know either.
so this was a matter of right and wrong. This was not a matter of politics and Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is not political. It's a statement. And this statement would not be necessary if our lives were valued. It's a statement. It's not a political view. It is a fact. It is a statement. Black Lives Matter. That is a fact. Why is it a fact? Because everything in this country, everything in the US was built on my ancestors' backs, your ancestors' backs. Our lives have to matter because we built this. You know what? We built it. You know what I'm saying? Like Black Lives Matter isn't a political movement. Now there's an organization called Black Lives Matter. If you want to say that's a political movement, okay, that's not. But the political, but that
Yeah, yeah,
organization is
yeah.
isn't.
Yeah, 'cause that was what I was going to get into. There's two different things with it. There's the organization, which
Mm-hmm.
is very much political, and then it's the movement itself, which
If
I,
if okay,
the movement, the organization, I honestly don't support whatsoever.
why not?
I think it's very opportunist. They're raising all this money off of the deaths of these people, and the families ain't seen a red cent of it. I can't
No,
support
they
that.
they have they have they
Which
have
which of
because
those families
like
is
like
seen,
like 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 the so the organization if I to my knowledge the organization they've paid funeral costs. They've they've put up fundraisers to donate to the family, especially when a police officer has gotten off in court and there's no justice about it at all. Especially then, um, saying that saying that BLM the organization is political. If you say that, then you also have to say the NRA is political. And let's be clear. A lot of there are a lot of certain people who are in the NRA that believe that they're not political, but the NRA is the one who's endorsing the Republican presidents with the open who want the open gun laws. It's the NRA doing that. BLM haven't endorsed nobody. So how are they political? How? They're not political. They're a human rights organization. Now you may not agree with all of their methods. I don't agree with all of their methods. But but just because you don't agree with their methods doesn't make them political. If they're out here like LeBron started more than a vote. The more than a vote. It's a whole I'm sure you know more than a vote is the whole or right. That's an organization. Is that political? No. LeBron and his crew that started, they ain't telling you how to vote. They are just making you aware that, hey, black people, your vote counts. Go out and vote. That's not political. That is a human right. Two different things. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, I get you coming from. I get you coming from. So, like I said, that was the only time I really would say that. I don't know. Maybe the way I look at it is a little bit different because
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is because there are a lot of political views that have hijacked what the movement has been about. And so it's easy to fall into the loop and kind of forget what the original message was when it's been hijacked by so many different people who are in politics.
and what's crazy is that because that actually happened is why when the NBA put it up the way they did last year during the bubble, it received the way it was. Because even though that wasn't its origin, what it has turned into with the co-opting of the movement from these other people with other agendas, it changes what it is. It's no different from, I guarantee you like this, but I said both of us are in frat. Our undergrad chapters are not the same that they were when me and you were both there.
No, absolutely not.
That's because it's different people, different
Absolutely.
agendas running it. So
Absolutely.
UF's not the same UF it was when you was there. Cap is not the same Cap chapter it was when I was there. So with that being the case, you still have to look at things for what they are in the moment that you are putting it up forward. So I get it. I just thought that if you wanted to help bring and heal a country, you have to find the best way to do it. especially if this one org says, "No, we don't rock with anyone who has this set of beliefs." But then you instantly alienated. Let's say there was a Bulls fan who just so happens to be a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
You straight well, not even a Bulls fan, say NBA fan as a Republican. You straight up annihilated, alienated that person.
How?
And when you,
Are you saying?
uh,
Are you saying?
but
Are you saying?
I'm saying because if the NBA can throw up Black Lives Matter, let's be honest, that is more left leaning. Point blank, it is. There's nothing right leaning about them whatsoever. They're definitely left. You look on the website, they have they're definitely on the left or even sort of far left. But I've yet to see any sports league at all, even country behind NASCAR, throw up anything remotely close to anything right wing believe at all.
And you see how effed up NASCAR is.
Yeah. Now NASCAR got their own thing going on, and
But
we
you know what I
all
mean. But listen,
you know
listen. Let me
all
let me
know
say
that.
let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. I want politics in sports. I don't believe that they should be separate because when they're separate, you got guys like Donald Sterling who could own a team. Politics in sports eliminate that. Remember Danny Ferry, I think he was like the president of basketball operations for the Atlanta Hawks a few like years ago, and he was covering Luol Deng during his draft process, and on the recorded call, Danny Ferry was like, "Well, I mean, he is African." I, Give me politics in sports when it takes people like that out. You cannot write something. You cannot make something right if there is no human rights political view behind it. Give me all of the human rights. I want the basketball players saying, "Hey, I'm not going out there. Do you know what happened today? I'm not going out there. You can play these white players all you want. I'm not going." I want that. I want that. I'm not trying to alienate no fans, but what I am saying is if the statement Black Lives Matter bother people so much, I don't want you as a fan in the NBA. I don't think you deserve to be a fan. If you have a problem with people saying that this group of people who had to live through slavery and who were oppressed, if you have a problem with us saying that we matter, well, I take it as you feeling like we don't matter. Therefore, I don't want you watching or enjoying the same thing that I do. A lot of previous NBA fans, were saying, "Oh, we where I'm not watching the NBA no more because they getting political, this, that, and the third." My response, okay. Like you ain't hurt nobody but yourself. Like like
Well,
at
no,
some
there's some
point,
hurt. There is hurt there because, like I said, when you do alienate that side of your fan base, keep on the NBA at the end of the day, it's a business, and
um
when
right, but when a
it's
business
just
but when a
when
business
a business
operates when a business operates when a business operates on moral value, that is valuable. That is
okay,
more valuable than
cool.
that's
So let's
why the
talk about
NFL.
moral value. It's the same NBA now, same NBA that would not let you put free Hong Kong on a jersey on NBA.com.
Okay.
So, and we're talking about people who are fighting for their own freedom from a dictatorship itself.
Yep.
But I can't put free Hong Kong on a jersey.
Why would
But
you want
I
to? Let me ask you. Why would you want to? We I see me. I've always been the guy to say we are bullies, meaning us, our country, we are bullies. We involve ourselves in international stuff that ain't got nothing to do with us. Handle your stuff in house first before you go and put yourself in somebody else's stuff. We got our own problems here. Why do I need free
the
Hong Kong on the
reason
jersey?
I'm saying that is because it's directly tied to the NBA. the NBA and China have been it has been taking money from China. Period. That's why LeBron and all them are getting upset.
I mean, China been taking money from us too. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've been legit doing it. Now,
Mm-hmm.
with this still being the case, if I can put anything else on that jersey that I want, I can put my last name, I can put Bump 45, whatever I wanted to put on that jersey, I could put on that jersey,
No, no,
except
no.
for
You could
something
no.
that had
You
to
could
do with the country of China.
you couldn't put anything. The NBA gave
And you
them
could,
a list of phrases. The
and
NBA
free
gave
home.
the players the NBA gave them a list of
No,
phrases.
I'm not saying the players. I'm saying as a fan, I go to NBA, I go to NBA.com.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, try to make a jersey, a custom jersey. You can put anything over that last name on that you want as a
Uh-huh.
fan.
Mm-hmm.
You you could not put free Hong Kong, but you could put anything else up there
Mm-hmm.
that you want. But for some reason, I couldn't put that. That is telling to me that I can say what I want, and NBA and China can let me say what I want about the U.S. of A. But if I say anything disparaging about a country that hey, I'm not in, but I still have
But see,
home,
you don't.
all of a sudden I can't do that. What is that infringing on already off the rip? That's infringing on my First Amendment right off the rip.
But see,
That's I,
the thing, the difference with that is in this country, you directly know that there is a race problem in this country. There's no sugarcoating it. We know that it's a race problem. We know it. It's been happening since what 1865 when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. There's a race problem in this country. We all know that. We don't know anything about China. We don't know anything about like China is not our nation. It is not our nation. Now, if you want to tell me that Jeremy Lin wanted to put that on his jersey and the NBA said no, then I could see where you're coming from. But Americans over here playing in the NBA wanting to put that on their jersey, you may not know everything about what you think you know because you're not over there. Again, handle your stuff in-house first. Let's clean up our issues here before we try to fix something over there. This is your home. Fix your home. Get your house in order first before you go try to get somebody else's house in order.
so I see we're not gonna be able to completely come to an agreement on that because I still
Yeah,
just believe
yeah.
I should be able to put any phrase I want on the back of the jersey that I'm paying for. That's that's how I look at it.
I understand. I understand. I understand because at the end of the day, you're paying for a product that you're going to own. You should be able to do whatever you want with it. I get exactly what you're saying. And I'm not saying that you're wrong for feeling like that. But what I am saying is, my point is, as far as last year was concerned with the NBA bubble, the politics being involved was absolutely necessary because you have to stop something that the oppressors enjoy in order to get your point across. If nothing changes, if all of this hoopla is going on in the street and we protesting and marching and everything, and we doing all of this stuff, but the oppressors, for lack of a better term, the oppressors, they still get to see all the same stuff that they enjoy, nothing is going to change. You want to take something away from us? That's fine. The thing that you enjoy the most is ran by majority of us. So we're gonna take it away from you until some change is made. If you don't want to see it, if you don't want BLM on the court, if you don't want these politics in sports, if you don't want it, do better. Then it'll go away. Be accountable. Do better. It'll go away. If that's not what you want, be a better person. Have better views. It's
So
literally
my
that
whole
simple.
take, literally, this is my take on it. Because right now, what they're doing is, in a sense, cutting off their nose to spite their face. Because it's literally something that's out of their control. We can't control any of the situations that happen outside of our own lives. We're only in control of what we can personally control.
Absolutely.
So there's no amount of we're not going to play today. There's no amount of I'm not going to take the court because of this or that. Because I'm pretty sure you also heard about Kyrie Irving talking about he's thinking more about what's going on in Israel than he is about basketball.
Yeah, I heard about it.
And I'm thinking, there's
Hey,
nothing
that's
you
his
can do.
that's that's his right. That's his right as a person to do that. That's his right. I'm all for it. Like, yo, you ain't got to play. I'm just not gonna pay you for that game. And if you willing to take if that's okay with you, then it's okay with me. I don't see the problem. Like if there was something going on that a NBA governor felt a way about, and he was like, you know what, today is not the day for, let's say, the Miami Heat, because crazy shit be happening in Florida. if Pat Riley was like, he felt passionate about something that just happened in Florida, and he said, today is not the day for the Miami Heat to focus on basketball. Miami Heat ain't gonna play. He run that team. I ain't got no problem with it. I ain't got no problem with it. If just the same way, I ain't got no problem where if something happens to a black dude, the league full of black players, and they be like, hey, today ain't the day. I'm not playing. I'm cool with it. They not gonna get paid. I'm sure they know that. It's one game. Today ain't the day. I need a day. Right now, me at work. If something happened, you know, to somebody that not even somebody that I care about, but if there's an issue that I'm passionate about, that I have a lot of compassion for in my heart, and it's depressing, you better believe I'm not showing up. I'm not showing up to work. I'm not doing it. And there's nobody that can make me do it. My boss can't make me do it. My company can't make me do it. I'm not coming. I'll see y'all the day after. The election, after the 2016 election, the day after the 2016 election, did I show up to work? Nope. Nope. Hell no. After that, no. No.
I still
No.
went to work. It didn't affect me much at all. I honestly
But see
laughed
that's
about it because people underestimated the power of that man.
but that's what I'm saying. It didn't affect you, so you were okay to go to work. But if it affected me differently, I was highly upset. I mean, and I'm not I can't disclose everything that I do in my profession, but that I work in IT, and that I do a lot of government contracting work. Um, I literally have I literally have gotten word of threats, just going into work, fire alarm goes off because there's some type of threat, because or shooting, because somebody mad at something political. Stuff like that affects people. I'm not going to work if it affects me a certain type of way. So the same thing can be said with the NBA players. Like, if something affects them in a way that doesn't affect me, if I'm looking forward to the game, am I going to be upset that these people aren't playing? Absolutely. But more importantly, I will understand, because I'm genuinely, well, at least I think I am. I genuinely consider myself a good person. I'm not telling you or anybody else that you can't be upset about, like, you know, players saying that they're not going to play and everything like that. Like, be upset. You was looking forward to the game. You want to see a good product. Be upset. that it's not happening the way that you wanted it to, but also understand. That's all that anybody is asking is understand. Like, have your opinion, but
Mm-hmm.
understand why I'm making this decision. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and also, but when you're talking just as from a player standpoint, that does come with reactions from the fan bases as well, because it's not just the fans who admit them repeating. Now, granted, last year that was all only way you could take in basketball was over TV.
Uh-huh.
But as far as you know, not want to play again. Let's say there were fans there, and you got and how expensive NBA tickets are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shoot, I stay in the state with one of the worst running franchises in the NBA. And these tickets still expensive to my taste. I don't feel like paying 65, $80 to go watch this team lose by 20, but that's how much some tickets is running for. So if I know that I can spend this money, buy these tickets, because you don't buy tickets day of for sporting events. You typically have them and you make plans to go to that
Right.
game,
Right.
take time, working on all that other stuff. A lot goes into it. Now, for me to have spent my hard-earned money to come see you do something recreational, and then for you to not have enough mental fortitude to get your black ass up and get out there and play for my enjoyment that I just paid for, that's covering your damn salary, to me, that's disrespectful.
But that's the
Regardless of how
thing.
you may feel about it,
But
regardless of how you may feel about it, to me, that's disrespectful.
but that's the thing. That's the thing. It's for your entertainment. The players,
Yeah,
the players, the players don't work for you. They don't work for me. The
oh, they
play
do.
the pl- No, they
Because,
don't.
because
They don't.
no, listen, without the fans, that league does not exist. Before, keep this in mind, and take it back a little bit. The NBA Finals before the Bird and Magic era was on a freaking tape delay. The NBA was in shambles. It took them captivating the fans and making it in a spectacle to a point where people was like, I want to watch this as it unfolds. I don't want to watch it on tape delay.
No, no,
Fans
you
play
you wanna know
for
why? You
yeah,
want you wanna know why the players don't work for you? Because you're right. Ticket sales and all of that go into the league's pocket to pay the player's salary. You're absolutely right about that. But the reason why the players don't work for you is because they don't need you. They don't need your purchases. They don't need my purchases. They don't even need the NBA's contract. Do you if you want to go see if you want to fly to Chicago, go see Zach Levine. Do you really think he's dependent on your purchase? Absolutely not. Zach Levine, he gonna get bread. Majority of his bread is coming from that Adidas sponsorship. He don't need none of these sales.
now, the thing is, how many of those players are getting Adidas
It,
money,
it
Nike
it's a
money?
it
Well,
it's
it's
it's a
not.
lot.
It's not as
Hey,
many.
look, let
Compared
me
to
let
it's
me
not
tell you
as
this.
many.
Let me tell you this. Matthew Dellavedova has a shoe deal. If he got a shoe deal, just about everybody goddamn got a shoe deal. Matthew Dellavedova, Delhi has a shoe deal. He has a
Oh, you
shoe deal.
know what?
Like, I,
You got
you get what I'm saying? Like who's the guy that got drafted in the league by the Phoenix Suns? Played now or most recent team was the Pistons. He went to Kansas. Is it? It's not Justin Jackson. He went to US. He went to UNC. Um, oh, I could see his face. I just can't think of his name. Um,
drafted by
I,
Phoenix.
oh
Taylor Rebo?
man,
I don't know.
hold
Not
up,
Taylor Rebo.
hold on, wait. Because I'm going to find it. I'm definitely going to find it. Um, Phoenix Suns draft picks. Josh Jackson. If
Josh.
Josh if Josh Jackson has a shoe deal with Under Armour, which he does, anybody can get a shoe deal. Do you understand how bad Josh Jackson is?
Oh yeah.
He was picked number 3. He was picked number 3. I don't I don't even know the hell this. Oh, he still plays for Detroit. Yeah, he still plays for Detroit. He was trash.
Oh,
If he can get a shoe deal, anybody can get a shoe deal. Now, what might not happen? Everybody might not get a signature shoe, but you
yeah.
getting a shoe deal. Listen to Jalen Rose. Listen to Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose will tell it anytime. Anybody can get a shoe deal. It's easy to get a shoe deal. A shoe deal is nothing. He'll even tell you when you're in college, you essentially have a shoe deal. You're just not making no money because the colleges have the shoe deal, and you're obligated to wear those sneakers. So you essentially have a shoe deal. You're just not making any profit of it, or like on that deal or whatever. The school is. It's easy to get a shoe deal. Jalen Rose, he'll break it down for you. Like a shoe deal ain't nothing, but it's enough to the point where you don't need that NBA contract to live well. So that's what I'm saying. Like us as fans, to watch basketball is a privilege. For the players to play basketball is a privilege. But some people feel like to stand up for what you believe in is an obligation. That's what's going to define their life, not playing basketball. And so anybody who feels like that, I don't blame them if they decide that they're not going to play because there's something going on that's touching them. And I don't want to sound like I'm singling out like black people, white people as well. If there's something going on in the Caucasian community or the Asian community or whatever, and it's touching you to the point where you 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 really can't focus on your performance, don't play. Do not play. What's the point? Your focus isn't going to be there. You're not going to be able to give 100%, and the game is not going to matter to you. And when you leave, you're still going to have to focus on the fact that this thing in the real world happened. Just take the day for yourself. Try to decompress. Try to figure out what your next move is for yourself. Try to find some way to get back comfortable.
True, true, true. Bro, as always, man, thoughts are awesome. As always. I'm thinking
Hey
more
man, we
so.
got we got a little deep here. Jesus,
Yeah, it really did. I wasn't expecting
Jesus,
the second hour to go that deep like that.
my
But
gosh.
I definitely always appreciate this. Man, you may have to do this a little more often, especially since the playoffs are going. Kind of talking about the games,
Hey,
breakdowns, and stuff like
hey
that.
man, I always got hot takes, so we can definitely do it. We can do it about football season. We be going at it with the Steelers and the Cowboys. We can go football season, man. We can
Who
we
we
can talk
play each other
soccer.
this season? I'm gonna look about it. Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of soccer,
I
you
don't think
heard
we I don't
about
think we play I don't think we
their
play each other this
ESPN
year.
got a power move right now.
Huh?
They got La Liga. ESPN got La Liga from BN.
Hey, that's nice. I'm a soccer guy. Manchester United. Everybody know my team. We are the Dallas Cowboys of soccer. We are the most valuable. We got the most money. We don't win a lot recently, but hey, you know,
Man City beating that tail the last 3 years, bro. That's been kind
hey,
of embarrassing.
but Man U has had more success recently than we've had in previous years. So we back on to come up. You know what I'm saying? We still got Paul
Who was
Pogba,
that,
all that.
who was that obscure squad that won a couple years ago? They had like a history of nothing but straight losing. I think they beat Man City for the ship there. I'm trying to remember who it was. Some obscure squad that never wins. They just got
They won the Premier League.
won the Premier League. I want to say it was 2017 or 2018.
Let me see. Premier League winners. Let's go 2017. So Chelsea won in 17. Man City won in 18 and 19. Liverpool won last year. Um,
Liverpool doesn't win much.
no, no. Recently, Liverpool been busting tail. Um, I think you're talking about 2016. Leicester City.
That's who it was. 2016.
Yeah, yeah.
Manchester
Leicester
City.
City. Yeah. Yeah,
I knew it
Man U,
was
we ain't won the Premier League since 2013, so almost going on a decade, but it's going to change pretty soon. I'm pretty sure about that. So
let's
so yeah.
keep the hope alive on that. Because I'll tell you right now, man, I'm just a fan of good. I'm a fan of good soccer. Period.
Yeah,
Anytime the World Cup
absolutely.
comes, I don't care what year. I still say South Africa was my favorite World Cup though, and then France will follow that as far as the
Yeah,
host city.
yeah. My favorite squad, just so everybody's aware, anybody that's a soccer fan listening, my favorite squad is my favorite league is the Premier League. It is called the Premier League for a reason. It is the best league in all of soccer. My favorite team is Man United of the Premier League, with the richest history, the most money. Again, the Dallas Cowboys of soccer. Um, my favorite international team is not the U.S. men's national team. It is Brazil. I'm a big my favorite soccer player ever is Ronaldinho. He was a native of Brazil, so he was always on the Brazilian national team. And so every time the World Cup happens, I'm pulling for Brazil over everybody, including the U.S. um, you know,
Yeah.
uh,
And I put for the U.S. by default. My favorite team to watch. I love
you
watching
said
France.
France, France. Yeah, France.
Love
France is pretty good. They got Mbappe, but Brazil got Neymar. You know what I'm saying? So and those their teammates, on PSG, but internationally, a little different.
international. That's to me where international really has a more even matchup. But like I said,
Yeah.
it's always good for you on, man. We know the playoffs seasons are set after Friday. They will know what's happening. Games tip off, I believe, on Tuesday of
Yeah,
next week.
I think,
1-8.
no, I think they tip off tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Play-in starts tomorrow, but
Okay.
the 1-8, 2-7s, those I believe start next Tuesday.
Okay. I got you. Yeah,
But
yeah.
man,
Yeah,
let everybody
yeah.
know where they can find you. I know we did that yesterday, but let everybody know where they. For the most part, I know it's like one or two places.
Yeah, man. So it's not hard to find me, but it's more difficult than normal because you know, life goes on and you just move past social media. So I'm not really on social media. But I run a podcast called The Game Network. It is for everything video games, and there's me and five other co-hosts, so it's a pretty big podcast. We typically go for about an hour and a half. Um, we talk about everything gaming. Typically, it's always one versus five, me versus them, because I give my opinions. My opinions, you know me. My opinions are, I don't give the most popular opinions, but so there's a lot of debate going on there. But with a good group of guys. Just had my brother Jay the reporter right here on the show that we just did. So go check it out at the game. The podcast is called The Game Room. The is spelled with an A, not an E. It is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, pretty much anywhere you can get podcasts, man. And as far as trying to reach me personally, Jay the reporter got my number.
I'm not gonna do
That's Jay the reporter got my number. That's one. But also if you want to get to me, the Game Room, we have a Twitter account called the Game Room. So just follow the Game Room, man, and shoot a mention to the Game Room. Say you're looking for Mike, and I'm pretty sure I'll pop up. I ain't too difficult to find. You feel me?
I mean, definitely they're hard to find, man. But yo, I definitely gotta have you on again. Talking
Oh
some
yeah,
news.
man. We
With
can do it.
football great stuff like that. We can talk about your Dallas Cowboys and how they're good enough to win the division, but not a playoff game. We're gonna be sure to touch on that. But
I see the shots that you're taking. We won't go into that now. I feel like we already 2 hours in. We won't go into that now. But hey, I think this might be the biggest episode that you've ever had.
Yeah, it is. It's the longest episode I've had. And the first longest one was the Super Bowl show I did when the Chiefs won. Because that one was a solid hour. And it was a solo show.
Okay, okay. But so yeah,
Um,
man, definitely appreciate you, having me on, being here and everything, talking sports. I'm a sports guy. I love the NBA, the NFL, college basketball, college football,
oh,
soccer,
yeah, that's it.
you
The
know.
NHL got something kind of funny happening right now. They got four teams in the playoffs.
Mm,
Those four teams that are in Canada cannot come down to the U.S. to play because they're not going to be let back up into Canada at all after coming back down. So they have to quarantine for 2 weeks. And if any team goes from Canada, from the U.S. up to Canada, they got to stay in Canada in quarantine for 2 weeks before leaving. So I don't know what that's going to do because right now they're doing like a pod thing where like these four teams, these four teams, these four teams. So it's absolutely ridiculous. But we're going to see who wins the Canada Cup and who's going to actually win the Stanley Cup because I don't know what they're going to do.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love sports. I don't love hockey though. I
I,
can't.
I,
I can't do hockey.
can watch hockey. I've been to. It started with Mike Modano, the Dallas Stars, and then me watching the Hurricanes growing up, going to the games because PNC Arena was right down the street.
All I'm gonna say is this about hockey. Come at me. Come at me because I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of heat for saying this. Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin are the greatest hockey players that ever lived. That includes Wayne Gretzky. They're better. They're both of them are better than Wayne Gretzky. All right, I'm gonna stop talking about hockey now. I'm gonna stop talking about hockey now, man. I don't know.
It's the Michael Jordan of hockey, bro. I don't know if I can agree
I,
with you.
I keep hearing that. I don't.
He made the Los Angeles Kings worthy of being talked about. That's big.
The Los Angeles Kings. That sound like a Sacramento Kings G League team or something. I don't know what you're talking about.
I
I
can
have
see.
no idea what you're talking about.
I'm just saying I can't.
Yeah.
I can't disrespect the goat like that. Man, I can't. I
And
just
look,
can't.
man, I,
These guys
I
are
don't
good
know
for what
nothing.
they are, but
Take
that's
my opinion with soccer. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't watch it at all.
how about
But
this? One day I'll have you on and I'll teach you what I know about the game of
okay,
hockey. I'll
all
have you
right, all
on
right.
about that.
The first thing I want to talk about is the fighting rules. That's what I want to talk about first. The fighting
But
rules. That's the most entertaining part. But but all right, man. Yeah, we can wrap it up and everything. Look, I just want to say real quick again, you know, we don't agree on everything. But you have been my brother now for 14 years, and you know, I love you. I appreciate you. Everything that you do, being able to see your growth from when we was stupid young kids up until now.
yeah,
You know what I
bruh.
mean? So
That
so
man,
so
I honestly
you
thought I
are
was never
doing
gonna be a daddy, and then that boy popped up.
but you're doing great things, and I'm proud of you. I'm grateful to see your growth and to see everything that you've been doing. So keep it up. I'm always rooting for you, and I'm always in your corner rooting for you. And yeah, I got your back with anything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Definitely, always got yours. I'm willing to come back on the podcast. Just let me know whenever y'all need me on there. I can talk more than sports gaming because I'm a gamer as well. You
Yeah, I
literally
need you. I need
sat
you
back
on
and
there.
watched me play.
Yeah, I need you to get on there. I need you to get. We're gonna do some more episodes for the game room. I'm gonna need you to get on a couple more because I'm tired. It's always the Xbox guy versus the five other PlayStation guys. I'm getting sick and tired of it. So,
Oh,
you know what
now
I'm saying?
see.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, especially since we
yeah.
know what Bethesda just went on ahead and did with Xbox. That was big.
See what I
That was
mean?
big.
But yeah, so we definitely gonna get you on, man. So, and it'll be good. It'll also be real good for I'm looking into a crossover show. Maybe doing like a sports game episode with a real sports episode, where we crossing
Kind of
over,
crossover, mix them in a little
real
bit.
life, real life and the video game world as far as sports, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of different avenues that we can go. So, we just gotta we gonna grind it out, just make it work,
Well, y'all already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, share the video. I know it's a long one, but share the video. Also, guys, follow them on the socials, Facebook group, Twitter, which I promise y'all I'm gonna start tweeting more often. The Instagram, also the TikTok, where I literally react to weird sports scores like the Florida Gators games this year, where their scores were obscene until they played against good competition, which I love watching them lose those games. But guys, it's been awesome. Great way to start off season 2 of the Halftime Adjustment Podcast. My name is Jada Reporter, sitting here with my man's Crazy 8, Mike A of the Game Room Podcast. You already know what it is. It's Jada Reporter signing out.
We out.
Peace.